don't need to, darling. You got to hold on, because I know your dreams are fading. Keep dreaming on. I know sometimes the road is too long to go. Every breath you take, you make no change. When your heart is broken, please don't give it away. Hearts are raging, fire blazing, burning up.
I'm Greg Lucas, the State Librarian. Welcome to the State Library, and welcome to our new Gillis Hall, and this mural that we think helps reflect the diversity of California. And as I'm fond of saying, California is the most diverse group of people that have ever been brought together as equals in the history of human civilization. And the mural behind me is reflective of where California was maybe 90 years ago. But the mural that Forest, the artist who created it, who's going to talk in a second, that he created on these two walls is more reflective of the California we live in now, and that's our mission at the State Library, is to reflect that diversity. So thank you for helping us do that. Forrest, thank you.
Thank you all for coming on a Monday to the State Library. Probably the most exciting thing on your calendar, but actually it is pretty exciting. And it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be amongst such great people. A number of you are in the mural, so look around, you will recognize people that posed for the mural. This piece is called the California Remix, and having grown up in the 80s, having kind of come into myself in the 90s, I grew up with a lot of remix culture, a lot of, yes, this is happening, and what can we say to it? A lot of sampling, a lot of stacking things, and a lot of adding things together, and learning from the past, but also trying to be our strong selves and say yes and. So like Greg said, with this beautiful piece done by Maynard Dixon, who's a hero of mine, who also has pieces on the second floor, I came into this space and said, wow, what an honor to be asked to say yes and to a Maynard Dixon piece that's painted on the wall. Monumental. First time I walked into this room, I was like, how am I going to do anything in this space that's going to actually resonate with my, heart pumping, like, wow, this is almost wild that this gets to happen. And so I had to stand back and go, what does California say about itself? What is the vibe? What is the feeling? What is the song of California? And so I said yes to this job. And then we all may remember that there was this global pandemic thing that happened. And because of that, we're all kind of stuck in our houses. I couldn't get in this space for a while, so my sketchbook, which is always with me, was filled with drawings. What's gonna go in Gillis Hall? What's gonna be in here? I got to practice and really think about what was gonna go in here. As the beautiful article by Brittany states, the time that was given to me because of COVID allowed this piece to be layered and layered and layered and layered. Like any of these good books in here, there's a lot to a good story. And so, we'll start with this side over here. We're looking at Southern California over here. We're looking at the biomes of the high desert all the way to the ocean. We're looking at people playing music. When I was in undergrad, one of the most powerful classes I ever took was ethnomusicology. And that's the study of music through culture. I think music is the way you get to know people because it's the songs about themselves. So we have the beautiful range of people on the left playing music from all around the world. My dear old dad over here playing piano. What up, Dad? Yeah. So we've got a whole bunch of people over here playing music to the world. I've got the ghetto blaster that we used to carry on our shoulders and dance on hardboard with. I've got my neighbors who are on the lowrider bicycle with California Today. I've got my friend BC who's on his guitar. I've got Geraldine who's somewhere playing VR. What's up, Geraldine? Over here, playing VR, the next generation of technology. I've got my friend Khaleesi, the cat, with the cone on her head that she's on the book of Mice and Men, the Cat in the Hat. I've got my mailman. We all, during COVID, relied upon our mailmen and women to deliver those Amazon boxes day in and day out. What's up, mailman? Much love. I've got Mural Atala and her dear father. Mural was my undergrad roommate, and now she's a professor at Humboldt State. All of the drawings in the background are all Easter eggs, so you all come back and visit the library over and over again. One, to check out books, and two, to check out the mycelium that runs through these drawings. Now let's look over here. You can see around the windows, we've got Northern California, all of the counties within California. I painted it gold, because it's the Golden State. But also, I looked out the window of my hotel, and there's that amazing golden bridge. It's like, wow, that's a nice touch to our mural. I'm glad they did that. And so, California is such a golden space, and it shines. I wanted you to look out the window at this amazing piece of architecture and see the shining state. So from the left over here, one of the biggest heroes of this piece on the left on the mural is Maggie Dewey, and she's an emergency room doctor. So during the whole painting of this, I would check in with her and be like, how's COVID doing? And she was always the most real person, so I wanted to have her as the local amazing doctor hero. These are her kids over here, and her husband's on the far left, Mike Dewey. So everyone who was in my life was in the piece. That's her twin sister in a wheelchair. Then I got my lovely partner, Tori, right there. Where's Tori at?
Right here.
Yeah, Tori, what up? Yeah, so Tori, River's over here. So Tori and her teaching partner, Celeste, I want to really showcase them as the teachers that kept the world's kids together during the pandemic. Wow, what heroes. I mean, let's give a round of applause to teachers. So she's teaching with her teaching partner, Celeste, and they're teaching across the window. You'll see on the lovely cusp of California is my dear daughter, Forest Stearns. And she's looking across the bin. She has a giant smile, right? Yo, let's give it together. So she's sitting on the edge of California with this book, a lovely book called The Island of California, the story of the why California was called and named California. On the horses, those are my family horses, and my parents are here. Yo, Dad, and my mom somewhere. Hey, love
I'm
you.
here.
Yeah, those are our family horses. I grew up in Sonora, California, riding horses, and those are their horses. But I also have this weird dichotomy of a life where I wear a cowboy belt, but I also work in aerospace. I work in quantum science. So when Greg came to me and said, Forrest, let's make this mural about how fun and weird and funky California is, it's like, well, I'm gonna put an astronaut in it, a space cowboy. So I get to be the space cowboy in the piece, and I'm watching the teachers teach, because I love learning. And then on the far right, we have my dear friend Ondo Pendilian, and he's on a penny farthing bike that he calls Biggie Smalls. He's an Armenian, an immigrant, an amazing artist. I'm moving over here so I can see what this painting is all about. And then the next painting, this is also kind of a music side. But I wanted this music side to be about, here's how the people get together and kind of create rhythm. So one of the most amazing people in this mural, there's a lot of amazing people, is my dear friend Ann Bound-Crawford, and she's in the house somewhere. Yeah! Ann Bound-Crawford, she's going to make this happen. I love that when this mural opportunity came around, and Ann's like, hey, Forrest, you want to do this? It's like, yeah, I'll do this. This sounds fun. I was like, if you'll be in it. And then so I said, Ann, what do you love to do? And I knew that she loves to play drums. Y'all might not know that about her, but she's a really amazing steel drum player. So I had to put a steel drum in there, kind of represent that we're all remixing with all the tools that are around us. And then I have some amazing gentlemen on the far right up here that are sitting around, Brian Tripp and Franklin Thomas. Brian Tripp passed away this year, but I was able to take my computer to him when he was passing away and show him this piece. And we had tears together. And they're Native Americans from the Kurok tribe up on the Klamath River. And on his deathbed, we're crying together. I'm showing him pictures of the piece before we installed it. And he said, Forrest, thank you for representing our two Native American linguists here. Thanks for representing us as who we are. You know, we're Native Americans here, we're artists, but we're just like part of the crew. We're not romanticized, we're just part of the crew. So, you know, cheers to Brian Tripp. And then we have my friend Tiffany, who's over here on the far right, kind of tucked in, and she's representing, she is an advocate for disability. She got in a car wreck early on in her life with her dad. Her dad passed in a car wreck. And so she has her book in front of her that says Diversibility. That's her life's work, and I wanted to represent those of us in this room who are advocates for the arts, advocates for human rights. She's sitting in front of a bicycle that she named after her dad. It's the first bike. She's paralyzed in her arm. And she says, Forrest, you don't realize how hard it is for people with one arm in this world. So she's like, I couldn't ride a bike until I found a specific bike. So that's the bike she's leaning on, and it has the rabbit that was with her when she got in that accident. So there's so many stories that we can't go through right now, but I would bore all of you. But just while you look at this mural, and then looking at Maynard Dixon's piece, and looking at all of us around us, we all have our own rad individual stories. So I just want to say thank you all for being here, and thanks for listening to each other and picking each other up right now. So much respect to all of you. Thank you.
Every breath you take, don't make no change, then your heart is broken. Please.